University of Rochester Strong Memorial Hospital. Today, with the help of some of my coworkers, we're going to show you how to get to the main operating room and teach you everything you need to know about scrubbing in for surgery. Whether you're a medical student, a nursing student, or an RNFA student, there's much to learn about coming into the exciting operating room environment. The goals and objectives of this video are to show you how to get to the main O.R. and where to get your scrubs. How to scrub in for surgery, starting with proper O.R. attire, proper hand hygiene, how to perform a sterile scrub, and how to gown and glove yourself. We hope you learn a lot, and we hope this video is helpful. Thank you.
When you arrive to Strong Memorial Hospital, you will either come from Lot 1 or one of the garages. Make your way to the ground floor and follow the signs for the red elevators, where you will go down to the basement. From the elevators, you will head to the main desk. At the main desk, you will be given hospital laundered scrubs required for entry into the O.R. suite. Provide one of the secretaries with your ID badge and what size top and bottom scrubs you will need. They will also give you a key to the locker room. Make your way to the locker room, where you will go ahead and get changed. Once you are dressed, it is important to remember the following things about your attire. Your scrub top should be tucked under your bottom or worn closely to the body. If you choose to wear garments under the scrub clothes, they must not extend beyond the sleeves or the neckline of your scrub top. Your ID badge should be visible and secured closely to your body. Your hair should be as completely as possible covered by a disposable bouffant or scrub cap. You may wear a cloth scrub cap, but it must be covered by a disposable hat. Any and all facial hair should be covered by a disposable beard cover. Jewelry should be removed or confined within the surgical attire. If you choose to wear earrings, they should be contained within the scrub cap. Watches and rings may be worn if you are not scrubbed in for the procedure, at which time they must be removed. Fingernails should be kept short, no longer than 1/4 of an inch, and kept clean. Nail polish should be free of any chips. Gel and acrylic nails are not permitted in the O.R. suite. Shoes should be close-tied and comfortable, preferably impervious to liquid. And if you are wearing shoes into the O.R. suite that are worn outside of the hospital, they should be covered by shoe covers. Once you are dressed in the appropriate attire, it is time to find your operating room. The status board lists all the scheduled procedures for the day by O.R. number. Find the surgeon you are paired with for the day and make your way to that room. If you are unsure where to go, anyone in navy blue should be able to help. Just beyond the status boards are operating rooms 25 through 30. All of the other operating rooms are laid out along one main hallway, from ORs 1 through 24, and the robotic rooms at the very end. There are 5 center cores that each have a section of supplies, a crash cart, hover mats, case carts, and more that we will talk about later. Before you enter the O.R., you will need to grab your gown and gloves to scrub in for the procedure, as well as the proper mask and eye protection. Choose the appropriately sized gown and gloves. If this is your first time, it may take multiple tries to find the right size for you. It is safest to double glove when scrubbing in for surgery. An underglove is worn first and is usually a size larger than your outer glove. The underglove is usually colored so that if there is a hole in the outer glove, it will be easily visible. There are a number of kinds of masks and eye protection for you to choose from based on your personal preferences. Liana is wearing a mask with separate eye protection, whereas Caroline has a mask with a built-in eye shield. Both are acceptable. When wearing your mask, it is important that your nose and mouth are completely covered and tied securely behind your head. You should only wear one mask at a time. Once you leave the O.R., your mask should be completely removed. It should not hang around your neck or be worn in multiple O.R.s or for multiple procedures. Once you enter the O.R., introduce yourself to the O.R. staff, including your name and your role. The O.R. staff is used to having students, and they are happy to help you with any questions you might have. Before you scrub in, we are going to show you the proper way to open your sterile gown and gloves. The first way we will show you will be to have you open your gown and gloves to the scrub person so that they may gown and glove you. This is the most common method. Start by opening your gloves. Find the flap at the top that is already separated. Place each flap along the length of your thumbs. This prevents the wrapper from folding in on itself while you open it. Then open the wrapper halfway again. Present them to the scrub person, and they will take them and place them on the sterile field. Next, you will take your sterile gown out of the outer wrapper. You will then unwrap the gown. Hold the gown in your non-dominant hand so that the first tab opens away from you. Pull the tab away from you and tuck it into the hand holding your gown. Then pull the next tab out to the side, again tucking it in the hand holding the gown. Do the same thing with the opposite tab. Pull the last tab towards you and present the gown to the scrub person, and they will take it and place it on their sterile field. This method is good to know if the scrub person cannot step away from the field during the procedure to do this for you. Again, take your gown out of the outer wrapper. This time, place it on a flat surface with the first tab facing away from you. Similar to the first way, you will open each tab away from the gown, only this time you will create a small sterile field. Open the side tabs out and the final tab towards you. Be careful not to reach over the sterile field within the gown package so as not to contaminate it. Next, you will open the sterile gloves. Again, find the flap at the top that is already separated. Place each tab along the length of your thumbs. This time, you will turn your hand and open the sterile gloves over the field. This is done in such a way that the only part that is over the sterile field is the sterile inside part of the glove wrapper. Try to drop the gloves on top of the gown, but not covering the sterile hand cloth inside. Open your outer glove first and then the inner glove second, so that you can put your inner glove on first as it will be on top. Now you are ready to scrub in. The purpose of performing a surgical hand scrub is to remove as many microorganisms as possible from the hands and forearms by mechanical washing and chemical antisepsis. All members of the scrubbed surgical team are required to perform this. Prior to scrubbing, you must remove all rings and watches, confine any necklaces or chains within your scrub top, ensure that your hair and earrings are covered, including a beard cover if necessary, and you have your mask and eye protection in place. If your sleeves hang around your elbows, you will need to roll them up, as you will scrub 2 inches above your elbow. First, you will choose a hospital-approved surgical scrub agent. S.M.H offers povidone iodine, chlorhexidine gluconate, and PCMX scrub to choose from. Start by first washing your hands and arms with chlorhexidine gluconate soap that is at each scrub sink to remove any gross debris. Then, open the scrub package and remove the brush and nail cleaner from inside. Turn the water on by using a foot pedal and press to activate the flow of water. Then, get both hands and arms wet, always ensuring that you start from your fingertips to your elbows so that water from the unscrubbed part of your upper arms cannot drip down to your scrubbed forearms and hands. Next, take the nail cleaner and clean the subungual areas under running water and throw away the cleaner in the trash receptacle. Then use the bristle side of the brush to clean your nails as well as your fingers, hands, and arms as necessary, performing 30 strokes to your fingernails on each hand. You may then tear off the bristle side and use the sponge for the remainder of your scrub. Visualize your fingers, hands, and arms as having 4 distinct sides, with each side requiring 10 scrub strokes. A stroke is considered 1 forward and 1 backward motion of the scrub sponge over each area. Start with your fingers, move to your hands, then the first half of your forearm, and then the second half of your forearm, up to about 2 inches above your elbow. Do one arm at a time, moving from fingers to just above the elbow for each arm. After both arms have been scrubbed, throw away the sponge, and then thoroughly rinse each arm, again starting from fingers, moving to just above the elbow. Take extra care to ensure that no part of your scrubbed hands or arms touches any part of the sink once you have scrubbed. Finally, keeping your hands and arms in front of you, ensuring that any water drips off your elbows and not towards your hands, and also keeping them from touching anything around you. Make your way back into the operating room to don your gown and gloves. This method of scrubbing should always be your first scrub of the day. If you are scrubbing in for additional procedures in the same day, you may then use the Sterile rub. To perform the Sterile rub, hold a cupped palm of one hand under the dispenser and allow 2 pumps to dispense into your hand. Then, take the opposite hand and rub your fingernails into the solution, and then rub your fingers and palm, paying close attention to the interdigital spaces. Dispense 2 more pumps of the solution into your hand, and then rub the forearm up to 2 inches above the elbow of the hand you just scrubbed. Repeat this process on the opposite hand and forearm. Lastly, receive 2 more pumps of the solution and rub it in both of your hands. This entire process should take about 2 minutes. Once you are done, you may again make your way back into the operating room, keeping your hands and arms up and in front of you to ensure they don't touch anything so that you can don your gown and gloves. Walk into the O.R. towards the scrub person. Hold your right hand out and the scrub person will drop the towel onto your hand. Using your right hand, dry your left hand with the top half of the towel, starting with your hand and making your way down to your elbow. Then, take the dry half of the towel into your now dried hand and dry your right hand in the same manner. Be careful to not let the towel touch your scrubs while you are drying your hands. Once you are done, put the towel into the linen basket or hand it to the circulating nurse, who will be waiting to tie you in. The scrub person will then hand you your gown. You will take it with your right hand, and then, using your fingers, you will find the 2 holes of the gown where your arms will slide in. While you are sliding your hands into the sleeves, open your arms up and allow the body part of your gown to drop down. Then, by sliding your arms in the sleeves all the way, the gown will get close to your body. Keep your hands inside your sleeves until your gloves are on. Then you can slide your hands out into the glove. Be cautious of your surroundings so that no part of your gown touches anything around you. While the circulating nurse is tying you in by securing the Velcro loosely around your neck and tying the inside tie around your waist, the scrub person will glove you. The scrub person will present your glove towards you so that the glove is open. You will place your hand in the opening of the glove, and the scrub person will bring the glove up your hand and to your wrist. Once you have one glove on, you can assist the scrub person in the gloving process by pulling on the cuff to create a bigger opening for your hand. This will be repeated on the other hand and for your outer gloves. The last part of gowning and gloving will be to tie the final tie around your waist. You will grab the gown card in your right hand and separate it from the short, darker tie that will be grabbed by your left hand. Hand the gown card to your scrub person or to the circulator and spin in a circle counterclockwise. Once you have come full circle, pull the light blue tie away from the scrub person or circulator and tie it in a bow around your waist to the short, dark blue tie. When walking into the operating room, turn your back to the door and push the door open with your backside. That way your hands will not need to be used. Walk up towards your gown and gloves that you have laid out and grab your sterile cloth with your right hand. Pull the cloth open and dry your hands in the same way you dried them before, one hand at a time, using half of the cloth for each hand. Again, making sure that no part of the cloth touches your scrubs while you are drying. This cloth is disposable and can be thrown in the trash receptacle once you are done. Next, grabbing your gown only, don your gown in the same way you did before, taking caution not to let your gown touch any of your surroundings. It helps to stand with your backside out and your back hunched to keep the front of your gown from touching the non-sterile flat surface you set your gown and gloves on. With your hands and your sleeves, open your inner glove package. The thumb of your glove is on top. Grab that part of the cuff of your glove with your thumb. Then, Flip the gloves up towards you. Next, pull the cuff of your glove that your thumb isn't grabbing and pull it down over your fingers. While you are pulling the glove down, your hand can start to come out of your sleeve into the inside of your glove. Pull the glove down over your gown until all of your fingers are in the glove and the white cuff of your gown is completely covered by the glove, making any adjustments necessary once the glove is completely on. Repeat this process with the other glove. Your outer gloves can be put on as you would any gloves now that you have your first set of gloves on. And once you are gloved, you will tie the final tie around your waist. You will grab the gown card in your right hand and separate it from the short, darker tie that will be grabbed by your left hand. Hand the gown card to your scrub person or to your circulator and spin in a circle counterclockwise. Once you have come full circle, pull the light blue tie away from the scrub person and tie it in a bow around your waist to the short, dark blue tie. While scrubbed in, it is important to understand where you can keep your hands and what you can and cannot touch. The sterile part of your body includes your hands and forearms, where you scrubbed and are now gowned and gloved, as well as a square area from about 2 inches below your neckline to the area of your waist. Your hands should remain in front of you and can be held together or grabbing the front of your gown. Shannon will now give some examples of what you shouldn't do while scrubbed in. Your hands should never go above your head, below your waist, or behind your back. You should also never cross your arms so that your hands go into your axillary space. Make sure you don't touch or adjust your face or your mask or your head while scrubbed in. It is usually safe to only touch things that are blue once you are scrubbed in, keeping aware that nothing should fall below your waist, for if it does, it is then considered unsterile. Only touch the tops of sterile draped tables, Mayo stands, and the patient once they are draped. Always be aware of what you are doing and what those around you are doing. If you notice any break in sterile technique, speak up and make the appropriate changes. While we are in the operating room, we need to have a surgical conscience. That means we do these things to keep our patients safe and prevent surgical site infections.